Vachan Siddharth from CSC department.
Hey everyone, I'm Shankar from ECE department.
Hi everyone, I am Mohan Krishna from CSC department.
Paul Pradeep from Ocean Engineering and Naval Architecture Department.
And we are team
We are
6.
Team 6.
Now we are going to briefly explain about our DIY project. We all know about the maze games from our childhood. But we have automated it with a joystick and added some features like displaying and playing music, displaying timer, score and high score on LCD. Shankar and I were the hardware team. Mohan and Paul were the software team, and this video was edited by Paul. These are the components that we have used. Now Shankar will clearly explain about their uses.
So coming to the components which we have used two micro servo motors which can be controlled using this modular joystick, and these rotate about two perpendicular axes which we have placed here, and the screws here and here enable free rotation about this axis like as shown. And secondly, we have used a 16:2 LCD screen with I2C module. This allows us to reduce the number of wire which we have used so that it looks a bit neat. And this is used to score the this is used to show the score and the timer. So thirdly, we have used two piezo elements, this and this acts as a kind of switch start which allows to start a game at any point, and this acts as a sensor which detects the end, that the marble reached the endpoint of her, and the timer stops when the signal input is high. And so these are the parts which we have used, main parts. And coming to the other decorative parts, these are LED lights which are used for decoration. And lastly, we have also used the piezo buzzer which gives the music when we play the game. And finally, the breadboard, some jumper wires, and the Arduino Uno board connected to the laptop with a USB. Yeah, so that's it. Over to Vachan, who will explain the circuit diagram.
Hello everyone, I am Vachan. Now I will explain the circuit connections in short using this circuit diagram, as it is tough to explain everything in live. Basically, we are taking inputs from joystick and rotating the servo motors accordingly. So the data pins of the joysticks, that are VX and VY, will be connected to analog pins A0 and A1, and data pins of motors to digital pins 8 and 9. Now all these three components must be powered with some voltage. So we have connected them to ground and 5 volts. Here we can see this black and red wires. Next, here we have a piezo sensor which is used to detect the marble. This is also an input device. This sensor is connected between ground and the analog pin A3. When the marble falls on it, the reading from the piezo will be greater than the threshold. Then we will stop the music from the buzzer, which is connected to pin 10 and the ground, and also stop the blinking of LEDs which are connected to pin 6 and ground. Finally, we have also used an LCD display with an I2C module soldered to it, and this I2C module has 4 pins: ground, VCC, SDA and SLC. These SDA and SLC pins should always be connected to A4 and A5 respectively, as it is an inbuilt feature of Arduino. And we have also attached a piezo sensor which acts as a start button, and it is connected to A2 and ground. We didn't show it here because we have included it in the very last days. Now Mohan will explain the coding part. Over to Mohan.
Hello everyone, I am Mohan Krishna. Now let me explain the coding part related to this project. Using different libraries like Servo, Wire and Liquid Crystal, we use many functions which are pre-compiled. This is setting the address of I2C, and these indicate the number of rows and columns in the I2C module. This part of the code is for servo motors. Coming to the piezo sensor part, we have kept two of them, one at the beginning and other at the end. This variable end piezo is for ending the game, and the tap piezo is for starting the game. Here, threshold is an important factor. It is for detecting the force or pressure applied on piezo. Then we have defined other variables like score, high score, song speed, etc., which are further useful. For the music, we have defined pins for buzzers and specific notes which have specific frequencies. They have to be placed in a particular order in order to play a nice song. Then we have kept durations for each of the note in milliseconds. This redaxis function is used for taking input from the joystick and return the distance, which is further used in the code. Here, the reading is mapped from the analog input to output range, and the variable center here denotes the resting position value. Every Arduino program has a void setup function and a void loop function. First, when we turn on the Arduino, the statements in the void setup loop will work all at once. After that, statements in the void loop will work as a loop repeatedly. This part of the code is for the servo motor, and unlike the general LCD, in I2C we have to give special function for the backlight to work. As servo motor and I2C are in the void setup, they will activate first. Now coming to the void loop function, here we have created two variables for taking input from the joystick and then two if statements for controlling the speed of servos. This is mainly because the music was creating a delay, so we have to increase the speed of the servo while music is playing. These if statements are for controlling the model using joystick. We change the angle with respect to x and y axis according to movement in joystick. For I2C, we have made code in such a way that it displays tap sensor to start the game until the user presses the piezo at the beginning. The timer then will begin when the threshold limits exceeds a particular value. Then I2C will display maximum time as 100 seconds and the countdown to the game starts. Here the start time of the game is stored. We have changed the value of b so that the start time will not be updated every time the loop iterates. Then the music will start according to these instructions. Then we have also created a blinking effect using LEDs so that they can turn on and off in regular intervals. Finally, when the marble reaches the end and the force exceeds the threshold, the LED will glow without blinking. The LCD prints the time taken by the player to reach the end. We have formulated to calculate the scores according to the time taken to finish. The score would be positive when the time taken is less than 100 seconds. Then we have also defined a variable high score which would update after every game. If high score is beaten, a message would be displayed indicating a new score. So this is end of our coding part.
Now I am going to show the demonstration of our project. To start the game, I have to tap this sensor here. Before starting the game, I want to show the end point and the start point. This is the starting point and this is the end point. After tapping the sensor, the timer would be turned on and the lights would start blinking. Now I am tapping. It is showing.
One eternity later.
Now we can see just after it has reaching endpoint, the music has stopped and the blinking of LEDs also stopped. Now we can start another game by tapping the sensor.
So I'll start my second game and I'll try to beat Watson's high score. And from the start point, I'm gonna tap the sensor. 3, 2, 1.
One long angry line later.
Yes, I've beaten the high score as you can see. And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. This is the demonstration.